from Colorado Springs, Colorado.
This is SportsCenter.
The moment has arrived, and Barry's waited 17 years to make the most of it. Will the luck of the Irish be enough to ground the Falcons? This Heisman hopeful had a day he'd sooner forget. Well, Nebraska does something that hasn't happened since Kennedy was in office. Big-time backs get big-time results in the Big Ten, and Tigers still lurking out in Disney's Wonderland. Out of the way, SportsCenter on TV now.
Welcome to SportsCenter. He's Kenny, I'm John. We're on a first-name basis. First up, first game of the World Series.
Far be it for us to handle that game. We weren't even there. Watched the game on an 8-inch Sony. Carl Ravitch, he watched in person. He's Mr. Baseball, 3-1.
Camera in action. We had that here. Lights, camera, home plate in action. Barry Bonds gets the job done for San Francisco in Game 1 of the World Series. He and Jason Schmidt proved to be the difference, and we didn't have an 8-inch Sony. We had a whole big ballpark right behind us, along with 44,000. Peter Gammons and Harold Reynolds had a front row seat to watch it as well. Welcome. We'll get the thoughts of them through the course of this highlight. And again, it was Barry Bonds' first World Series appearance. It was not the Giants as a franchise. It was the Angels' first World Series appearance. They waited some 4 decades to get here, and oh, the Thundersticks were ready to go, and they were making noise for 9 straight innings.
Got a thumping headache because of it. It was loud, loud, loud.
This was a great moment.
Big chill. The stealth bomber flies overhead. Jared Washburn takes the mound for Anaheim, trying to keep his emotions in check. Jason Schmidt takes it for San Francisco. And on Friday, Barry Bonds let us all know what he would do if a pitcher made a mistake.
He may make that pitch that on his inches, and that's the pitch he got me out. But if he misses with those inches, that's the pitch I'm going to hit out.
Missed by an inch, he'll hit it a mile.
By inch, he hit it in a pinch.
That
Smoked that.
Harold going rhyme on us.
Well, it's the World Series. I'll break out some good stuff for you.
Barry missed a fastball earlier in the bat. He did not miss this one. And you need a good react, you go to Gene Klein's. He knew it right away. Later in the second one out, Reggie Sanders, contact.
Well, you know, the idea is you're supposed to get the ball up on Reggie Sanders to get it down. But the important thing for Reggie Sanders, all right, a mistake, he hits a mistake. It's not that easy.
Dusty, Kenny, top step, bottom 2 gloss. So we had 3 home runs in the second inning, which ties the World Series record for combined home runs in 1 inning. 3, 2-1 Giants. Jason Schmidt got a lead, and he got it cut in half. To the third, Adam Kennedy. He of the 3 home run tied Babe Ruth in a postseason game. Oy, nearly went yard here.
That's a great play, too, by Lofton and Sanders, because Adam Kennedy runs real well. He'd end up at third base in that situation.
Good job by David Eckstein getting the ball to the right side. That moves Kennedy to third. The Angels are in business with a chance to tie this puppy up, but Jason Schmidt, who got in jams.
He came in and then went up out of the strike zone, made him expand his zone. They're a little anxious.
Tim Salmon, 97, didn't get behind it all, and Jason Schmidt works his way out of the third. Let's go to the fourth. Barry Bonds, second at bat. They answered the question all the way. We knew they were going to pitch to him.
Well, they sure did. One of the few times you're going to see Barry a little undisciplined, chasing the ball out of the zone. Got him there.
They played a huge shift, having the 3 infielders to one side of second base. Spezia will double down the line. Garrett Anderson has to hold up at third.
Because of an exceptional play by Reggie Sanders in the corner.
Well, I was so impressed with the Giants' defensive alignment all night. A play like that and positioning here. Ground balls, they were constantly in front of them. Line drives to the outfield. They were standing there in place. You know, Pat Dobson does a great job of advance scouting for them. He didn't advance this, though, Carl.
Nobody does. How about JT Snow sliding on what was once his home field?
I've never seen this before.
I've never seen it either. I mean, you don't see that anywhere. To get back up, stay calm, pick up that ball, and make the play. And I can understand Tim was praying for that ball to fall back down. That's a big out in that situation.
Certainly was. And speaking of Mr. Snow, job.
Well, he had a 7-pitch at bat and a 10-pitch at bat that helped get Washburn up to 100 pitches. He was right over 100 there, and he went to hit the home run.
His night was over, but Troy Glass wasn't. Second home run of the night. 43rd multi-home run game in World Series history, 6 in a losing effort.
I was going to say, I think the Giants learned a huge lesson. Adam Kennedy and Garrett and Troy Glass are about as hot as any hitters you're going to face. Talk about pitching around Barry. You got to pick your spots when it hits a certain guy.
It's a 4-3 ball game thanks to that Kennedy RBI. Kenny Lofton lost one in the left. Garrett Anderson. Well, we saw this in Game 3 of the LCS.
Well, everybody's seen it in the American League for 3 years. He's the best left fielder in the league.
Well, Kenny Mayne, we had a great seat for that because we saw him get a great jump. You were watching on Sony.
Bottom bullpen here comes in, and Weber gets Sanders swinging. In the 8th, Timmy Worrell got some problems, but Orlando Palomero, a new daddy on Friday, and the emotions sort of come back to earth, at least as far as his profession goes, not his personal life, but he flies out there. And in the 9th, Rob Nen, no problema. He looked strong.
10 outs for the Giants.
And we talk about 8 days rest. The days off helped Rob Nen as much as anybody. The Giants used Rob Nen in the 8th and 9th inning in a lot of ball games. He needed the rest.
Well, San Francisco wins on the road. Not a huge shock. The Angels lose Game 1. Not a huge shock. As far as World Series history goes, only 2 of the last 7 to win Game 1 on the road ultimately went on to win the World Series. But of the last 5 Game 1 winners, they've all gone on to win the World Series. Many comments from all the players after the game. We begin with Barry Bonds, who's with Dan Shulman.
Barry, your first World Series game, the introductions, the home run, the win. Tell us about the emotions of tonight.
I just feel like both sides are ready to play. You know, we're not football players. We don't play, you know, once a week. So, you know, the anticipation was a little bit tough for everybody. You know, JT had a big home run for us in Game 1. You know, the only thing out of Game 1 is that we get to at least play 4 more games. They're going to win 4, or we can minimize it.
What did you know about Washburn going in, and what were you looking for in that first at-bat?
You know, really, you know, we don't know him that well because we only got to face those guys a little bit during spring training, and, you know, interleague got moved over, so, you know, it's a fill-out process. You know, he's a good pitcher. You know, maybe a little bit strong with the layoff, but, you know, he's a good pitcher, good kid.
Seems you guys are involved in more close games than any team in baseball. You ever get used to all these nervous nines?
Why change it? That's how we play. You know, that's what keeps this team up. You know, we don't like comfortable leads.
He hit a home run. Yeah, I had to chuckle. Kind of say to myself, hey, I guess he is good.
Seems like it's been a different guy every night or every game. Somebody's coming through big, and that's a sign of a good team. And tonight was my chance, and, you know, who knows who it'll be tomorrow.
You need 4 games to win this series. We didn't help ourselves tonight, but, you know, we will bounce back and play a good game tomorrow. I know this club, and tonight we did a lot of things like we needed to, and you know, those guys on the mound, when there were some key at bats, they made some clutch pitches.
You saw the graphic there. Mike Scioscia's team loses for the first time in the postseason at home, so they're 5-1. The Giants are 5-1 on the road in the postseason. But they were down, the Angels, before, Peter, in the postseason series this year.
The difference is, the only difference is they have to go to Pac Bell and not come home.
That's true. 40 years and 4 days. That's how long it's been since the Giants last won a World Series game. They do it again in Game 1. Much more on Barry Bonds and the Giants bullpen later.
Still ahead on your Sony or Zenith or Magnavox or whatever. Notre Dame-Air Force, battle of unbeatens. Too close to comfort for Maurice Claret. Why this Heisman hopeful, maybe a Heisman has been. You thought Chris Carter was done catching nothing but touchdowns. You could be mistaken. He might be back in the NFL as early as next week. And we'll return to Anaheim for plenty more on Game 1 of the World Series with the Giants lead 1-0.
From John Woo, director of Mission Impossible 2 and Face Off, starring Academy Award winner Nicolas Cage.
My responsibility!
A full-throttle, heart-pounding action thriller. Wind Talkers. Buy or rent it today. Rated E for everyone. Welcome to NFL Fever 2003.
Here it is.
Sips of pass. Hello. NFL Fever 2003. Only on Xbox. For more gridiron action, play online with Xbox Live.
To film a surf movie, try to con one of your friends into sitting on the beach and filming you instead of going surfing. Nothing spectacular, just cruising. It's sort of really basic surf stuff. Just some small, perfect little waves. My everyday thing, really. put music to it, put captions in, and I've never done that stuff before. And it took me about an hour to edit. Pretty easy. iMovie program is so simple to use. My name's Kelly Slater. I'm a professional surfer.
SportsCenter, brought to you by Time Warner.
I'm feeling it. At the start of this fine college football day, there were 10 undefeated teams. There's room for only 2 in the Fiesta Bowl. 2 of the undefeated were at Falcon Stadium Saturday night, Notre Dame-Air Force. Actually, neither team does much through the air. The Irish are 102nd in the country in passing, and the Falcons throw it only 10 times a game. But at least they can fly their own planes. The Irish had to take a charter from South Bend to Colorado Springs. Winner here would have to run the ball. Both teams were winners in the SportsCenter Showcase highlight voting. That's Ty Willingham leading his team out. First quarter, Carlisle Holiday just gets popped there by John Hicks. Look out, it's the guy you never see that's a problem. That's a fumble. Scooped up going the other way for Air Force. Touchdown, 7-0. Still first quarter, Notre Dame trailing 7 on the Holiday. Gonna bounce back. They'll just run. Like people are chasing him. Good block there, and big number 7. He is going through the house for 6. The PAT would be good. I'm trying to make the story. The second quarter, score tied. Notre Dame's offensive line taking over. Holiday drops back. He's got an alley there. Pardon me?
Follow that arrow.
Yeah, well, that's how it's actually like they draw it up in the playbook. The arrows are right there on the field. Then watch the 298-pound center, Jeff Mayne, take out Brandon Conyers. Only goes about 245. He blocks him, and he's going to go back like 7 yards, allowing Marcus Wilson to run for 7 yards. Now back. Fullback Tom Lipinski, see them. Anthony Schlegel, he gets whacked like Ernie Schlegel, the bowler. Ryan Grant, 18-yard touchdown running at 190 on the night. End of the first half. Quit talking to each other. It's rude. Chance Harridge, Shane Walton. Here's Harridge. He's not going to want to talk about this. 6 of 14, 56 yards. He threw an interception right there. Late in the fourth, Irish head 21-14. 3rd and 5, Harridge to Don Clark. Clark blasted by Jerome Sapp. That would force a punt. Air Force wouldn't get it back. 21-14. Notre Dame wins. They win, but we won for the tie.
We're blessed to have great coaches that put a great scheme in place, and our young men executed that scheme flawlessly. I mean, they ran hard, they executed, they kept their responsibilities, they were very disciplined, and in doing that, it allowed us to have success. We were just fortunate. We played a good opponent, and domination might be a little too strong, but I think our guys played very hard and very consistent.
Iowa State and Oklahoma. Iowa State 0-48-2 all-time against top 5 teams. That's why the guys look so confident. And then the punt is blocked. It's blocked, and it's not good. Anthony Forrest tried to kick it out of the end zone, but he missed. Terrence Sims recovers. Oklahoma's out 7-0. First quarter, same score. Second 11, Oklahoma, and Iowa State's 15. Quentin Griffin. This guy's quick. He cuts on dimes. Stayed up. Good hand-down technique. So how would the Heisman hopeful Seneca Wallace try to respond? That's the question. Here's the answer. Not so well. Rolling. A lot of time to do something. Cranks it out there. Deep for Lance Young, but broken up. Brandon Everett, good play. Another look to see how women 19-26 feel. Iowa State punting. Next Iowa State possession, same score. Wallace got a shotgun. A little pressure here, and then he's down on the floor. Everidge in there on him. Iowa State had to punt again. Second quarter, Iowa State down 21-0. Wallace rolling. Everidge all over the place. Reverse skate. Wallace is crestfallen. Everidge is okay with it. Led to a touchdown for Oklahoma. 28-0. Going to throw into double coverage. Brett Favre can do that, but he throws it harder. Straight gets the interception. Bob Stoops likes what he's seeing. Oklahoma forcing the turnover. Third quarter is 35-3. Little play fake. Wallace throwing. Everidge. This should be the showcase. Or he should be the showcase anyway. Athletic, got that foot in. Let's hear what Lee Corso had to say. Lee likes to throw out some keys to the game.
Oklahoma's speed and athletic ability on defense took Seneca Wallace out of this ball game and maybe out of the Heisman race. When it comes to a big ball game, Oklahoma's defense plays better than anybody else in the nation, period.
Oklahoma getting the big win. It was a rainy day. How about this? Career day for Seneca Wallace. He wants to be a male nurse. No, he wants to be a good quarterback. Usually is, but not on Saturday. He set career worst in completions, percentage, passing yards, rushing yards, and picks. Not a swell thing.
Arizona State at undefeated Oregon, at least for the next minute and 42 seconds. Ducks up 7-0. Adding to it, Ontario Smith, 57 yards for the touchdown. They didn't catch him. 172 yards, 3 TDs in the game for Smith. 14 zip Oregon. Third quarter, Jason Fife. His team's down 28-17. Throws it to George Reister. Reister's a big old boy.
He's large.
50 yards. He rumbled, but he got to the painted grass. 35-17. Andrew Walter, Sean McDonald. He was open a lot. McDonald, 12 catches, 204 yards. Arizona State makes a 2-point conversion. It's 35-32. Fourth quarter, Smith fumbles. Not good. Guys in the white shirt have it. They're the visitors. It's always nice to be good to the visitors. Ensuing drive, Walter, Justin Taplin is open. 58 yards. If you get tired of watching them, go ahead and cover them. Arizona State in the lead, 39-35, first time all day. Now 42-35, Fife, Sammy Parker got it. Fife, 3 touchdowns. We're tied at 42. Walter throws to McDonald. Walter, 536 yards passing, 4 TDs. Bring in Matt Barth to try and kick the go-ahead field goal.
Boat.
It's not a boat. It's clean. It's good. It's the money ball. 45-42. Barth is fired up. He won a boat. Fife comes out. Chance to lead a drive for Oregon. Actually, gave him a boat. That'd be like some sort of NCAA violation. Oh, yeah. He is hit, popped, and is picked off by Sparky Brett Hudson. Going the other way. Arizona State wouldn't score. They would just run out the clock. 45-42. Smith, Oregon suffered their first loss of the year. ASU still undefeated in the pack.
The Ohio State and Wisconsin, the young one, Maurice Claret. Not yet in the NFL. He's in Madison here. First place in scrimmage. Claret racing. 25-yarder. Cutting back all over people. He's going to set up a touchdown. He finished with a $133 on the ground. Wisconsin has a running back also. Anthony Davis on the draw. Nice movement, good blocking, and this guy's fast. 41 yards, beat them all. Finished with 144. Game tied at 7, fourth quarter. 14-13 Badgers, 3rd and 6 OSU. Craig Krenzel throwing it up. Michael Jenkins. Air ball. Came down with it. Good play in between people. Same drive. Krenzel faking the toss here. Going to find the tight end, Ben Hartsock, wide open, 3-yard score, 19-14. Badgers need a big play. 3rd and 11. Jim Sorgen got a man open.